So, it has been 2 days since our last update, and we're still here in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, but now we're pretty much confined to the apartment because we got a warning from the embassy saying that there's some violence some abuse being directed towards foreigners. So the idea is that many of the Ethiopians here are perceiving any foreigner as someone who is a carrier of coronavirus, and so what used to be just comments about being from China or being a foreigner, the word Ferengi is the word for foreigner. Now those words are accompanied with Ferengi corona or coronavirus, and there's even been some isolated cases of rocks being thrown at people and people being chased. The other day I was going to get us some groceries, and I was walking around, and I definitely experienced this sort of, this treatment. Everyone was walking past me, and the ladies were like, "Mister, Mister, Mister," and they would cover their mouths like this. The gentlemen would crowd around me with nasty looks, sort of like sizing me up, a little bit of a shoulder push towards me. Very uncomfortable in terms of just navigating around. So now we're pretty much stuck here at the apartment. We've been trying to make do. What have been some of the things we've been doing since we've been here, stuck in this apartment?
Watching videos. They've been funny.
Day, right?
Yeah, they've been funny, watching movies, and we're being entertained. When Josh goes out, he goes out normally by himself today, because two would attract more attention than one, and if Josh has to move fast, he doesn't want to have to be concerned about his dad lagging behind. He's got to move. So it's a safety measure.
I have put out a message though to those here in the apartment who are still here in Addis Ababa, because it was recommended that we travel in groups now, and so I put a message out saying, with social distancing in mind, if we need to go out and get water, go out and get groceries, let's go as a group together and kind of protect each other. So in a weird, separated but group kind of fashion, we'll go together and get the things that we need here moving forward. But yeah, a couple times I went out by myself because I just didn't want to put Dad in a difficult situation. So he was just chilling here, and I move pretty quick in the city. I'm a crazy fast walker, and I know how to dodge and weave and such. So I've actually been robbed twice and attempted robbery 3 times. For a total of 3 times, so 2 robberies and 1 attempt. There was one attempt where I was in my Jeep, and I know if you have your window down when you're in the city, sometimes some individuals can reach and try to grab something. And let me be clear, I love Ethiopian people. Like, there are so few Ethiopians where there's sort of this challenge, and it comes from desperation, it comes from a variety of factors that lead them to this point where they find that this is the only option, is to do petty theft. But I was in my Jeep driving around town. I'm coming, difficult traffic at this point, so it's very slow, stop and go traffic. And I know that they reach in for things, so I did have my window down, listening to music, so I was sort of inviting it. I had my cell phone off to the right hand, like this, and my left hand on the steering wheel, and a gentleman had the guts, the bravado to reach all the way across my seat into my right hand and grab a hold of the cell phone. But then by doing that, he was in a seriously vulnerable position. So I was able to sort of twist the arm and forcibly remove with my left hand his arm off of me and kick him out of my vehicle, so to speak. Then there was another time where I had my cell phone stolen, and with the help of the local, we actually got a group of people to go chase down the people who stole my cell phone and got it back. Then I was into this town, and there was 3 of us on a wildlife trip, and they surrounded the car, distracted us in the back, and then one person on the driver's side opened the car door and got a hold of a cell phone, and then two of my friends actually went and got a hold of that person and got the cell phone back. But do you have a mitt in your hand?
I have.
Tell me about
I
this.
have a skeeter swatter.
Skeeter swatter.
Even though I think I saw my first mosquito this morning, so it hasn't been bad, but I'm on the prowl. Yeah.
It's hilarious. So I'm in tune to when you gotta shut the door in my apartment when the mosquitoes start coming in. So I was like sensing it. I couldn't even see that the window was open, and I was like, wait a minute. Did you leave the window open? He's like, yeah. Oh no, there's mosquitoes. Now he's doing mosquito warfare.
Yeah. I want to know when you grabbed the gentleman's arm, what kind of action did it take to release?
Yeah, I don't know that I want to make that so common what I did, but
All right.
I made certain that that he wasn't holding my cell phone anymore.
And he learned his lesson, I'm sure.
Yeah, but when I talked to some people here, they said for pride he would not, because I was thinking maybe he'll tell other thieves, oh, don't mess around, because there's been several occasions where they've come at me and we've been able to stop it and we fought back. I would have thought that maybe the word would slowly start to spread, but they said it's the opposite. Locals have said out of pride, a thief would never admit that they got stopped by a Ferengi, by a foreigner, in their attempt to rob something, to steal something. So, no, it would definitely be kept on the lowdown, and they would never let anybody know. So, but yeah, we've been watching tons of movies, lots of ridiculous, stupid YouTube videos. Oh my God, it's hilarious. I have been getting a little bit of schoolwork prep, but I'm supposed to be on spring break, so it's just relaxing a little bit now. And next week we jump in full board on the school stuff. But we're still hanging out in Ethiopia, not sure, should we go home, should we not? Your flight isn't for 5 more days, and my God, at the rate at which things are changing, who knows what the world looks like in 5 days. Oh my gosh.
We don't stay glued to the news, but periodically we'll tune it on and try to catch up. So we're watching the airlines, and
we'll see. So far, still only 6 cases in this country, at least 6 that are verified, so that's relatively good. Other than the panic that the locals feel towards foreigners, things are pretty low-key and business as usual here. There's been many measures put in place already, though, that's really cool to see. Ethiopia sort of leading the charge on the continent towards being safe. So there's many of the restaurants, if they're still operating, there's like sanitation centers as you first walk in. So Debonair's Pizza, I saw had an advertisement for this. When you walk in, there's sanitizer and a hand washing station. At many businesses, I'm seeing almost like a trough setup of hand washing stations that people go up to. Before you go on the buses, I'm seeing people requiring hand washing before you get on the bus. So Dr. Abbey has reduced the number of people who can gather together. So I'm seeing some people adhere to that, and I'm definitely seeing a heightened awareness of just general hygiene and being protective. It's going to be hard in this culture. They are so communal in this culture. If it starts to spread, it is going to be difficult to contain here. So we stay here, and we hope that it doesn't go into hysteria and craziness, because it will be difficult to get our hands on resources and to maintain stability here. But at the moment, it's safer to be here than a lot of other places in the world. We've got tons of food. We've been eating lots of pizza lately.
lots of stuff.
Too much pizza.
Food hasn't been a problem.
I'm going to try and get used to eating this food from the commissary, the American food. Oh my God, it's been difficult. I'm so used to the Ethiopian food. And my body's like, what are you doing? What is this nasty food? Oh, my goodness. And I should not be watching the news while I eat, because then I just eat unless I'm paying attention to the news, and I eat too much. It's gross. Yeah.
Box of pizza.
Yeah. But it's been relaxing. I've been
Has
sleeping
been.
more now than I have in a long time. Afternoon
Sleep
naps.
has been good, yeah. Sleep, lots of water.
Internet is awesome. So the internet provider here for my apartment, Webb's Bricks, messaged us and said they're bumping up our internet speed free of charge. So they almost doubled the internet speed here. So fantastic, awesome, dependable internet, and I'm going to need that as I start teaching next week. So
Still like to get out and pick up a few souvenirs. We'll see how that goes. There's an art studio that I'd like to go to that Solomon has some of his things hanging in, and we'll play that by ear, see how it goes. Maybe, maybe not. Do we risk it?
yeah, definitely be private escort there and back. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, it's just being safe here. If Ethiopia can keep its numbers down, I think that initial knee-jerk reaction of fear towards foreigners might dissipate a bit. We'll see. And that will make it easier to pay these visits to a couple places here or there. I don't think souvenir shops would be a wise move. There is a souvenir shop in the airport as you're flying out that you can visit. The prices are elevated significantly, but there's a few things that you could get there fairly small that could be interesting. The most important souvenir you'll take back with you, though, is coffee.
Got it. Josh already picked up some coffee for me, so I'm set there.
So we're done. And then we're also able to Skype back with family, Skype at home, so that's good.
Yeah.
Keeping in touch is nice. And as it stands, Boeing is still going. They're still working. So you're going to be going back to work.
Up and kicking so far, yeah. We'll see.
What did we read this morning? How many cases? 13 or 12 cases, I think it was?
Something like that.
Coronavirus
Mostly
at
in
Boeing.
Swansea County. Yeah.
Yeah, my goodness, and they're still going.
Hopefully they have, they'll get their fan system going, and so I don't know if that's good or bad. In the airplane, probably keeping things circulated. And, yeah.
Wow.
We'll see.